My name is Albert Liu, and I'm a financial consultant at Liu Wealth Management. Liu Wealth Management is a financial consulting firm located in Gainesville, Florida, servicing Gainesville clients. And today I'll be meeting with Miss Jennifer Smith, who's a partner at a local law firm. And she recently inherited some wealth, and she's looking for a consultant to help her invest and grow it before retirement. She presents a judging personality type, so she likes to hear the details of the plans before moving forward. And she also has a supportive communication style because she's sold primarily on the quality of relationships and loyalty. Her buying style is an extensive decision-making style, so she wants to know the best price and top quality service before committing to a purchase. So today I'll be trying to persuade Mrs. Smith to sign on as my client to manage her assets by demonstrating the advantages of my practice. My two objective handling techniques I'll be using will be indirect denial and answer with a question, both of which I'll be using to change the perspective of her concerns. And today I'll be using the puppy dog closing strategy and I'll be walking through some investment vehicles that may be viable for her as a sample of my consultative services. Morning, Ms. Smith. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
Thank you.
All right, so how's everything? How are the kids?
They're doing great. They're getting ready for a break from school. Thanks for asking.
Always an exciting time. I remember when I was excited for that when I was growing up here in Gainesville.
Yeah, they love it here.
So last time we spoke, you had mentioned that you recently inherited some assets and you're seeking a way to grow it for retirement. Do you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes, so my parents established a trust fund for me when I was younger and marked it for me to inherit when I turned 35. Last week was my 35th birthday, and I've inherited the account, which has accumulated $50,000. And so I'm looking for a way to invest that so that I can increase my assets for retirement.
I see. Do you have any investing background yourself?
I don't.
Okay. Well, if it's all right with you, I'm going to ask you a few very straightforward questions to gauge how we're going to move forward. Is that all right?
Of course.
Okay. First off, what is your net worth in terms of cash, savings, and assets, not including furniture?
I would say somewhere around 120,000.
Okay. And what is your current annual income?
About 65,000 after taxes.
All right. And how risk averse would you consider yourself? So in other words, would you want to put your money into vehicles that are high risk, but they also have high potential for making money, or very moderately low risk with the potential to make small amounts of money?
I consider myself more on the conservative side, so I would prefer investment opportunities with lower risk.
Okay. Well, based off of what you've told me, here's what I can do. I can put that $50,000 from the trust fund into securities that are guaranteed to preserve that initial amount. So you're 35 now, and let's just assume you retire at the standard age of 65. That means that over the course of the next 30 years, you will be guaranteed to have that $50,000. On top of that, you'll receive interest payments on your initial investment. How's that sound?
That sounds great, but if I wanted to preserve the money, I would just put it in a normal savings account and then accumulate interest through that.
Okay. Yes, a savings account will preserve your money, but my plan is to put money into savings accounts that will generate significantly higher interest payments than your local bank is willing to offer. For example, have you ever heard of a CD or certificate of deposit?
I haven't.
Well, a CD is essentially a federally insured bank account that I can put your money into that will generate a 2% annually compounded interest rate for, let's say, 5-year period, as opposed to the 0.3% interest rate that you would typically earn at a commercial bank. Doesn't that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great. I can't believe that banks are still paying such small amounts to hold our money. I currently have money in a savings account at Wells Fargo, and I've earned virtually no money from interest in the past 10 years that I've been with them.
Okay. So, yeah, it's a shame that people aren't quite aware of some of the other options out there. So, to put this into perspective, let's run some numbers on this. Let's say that you put $50,000 today into a traditional savings account earning a 0.3% interest rate, compounded annually for 5 years. Over 5 years, you would earn about $750, well, $754.54. What do you think about that?
750 doesn't sound bad, but it seems like a pretty insignificant amount for 5 years.
Well, I absolutely agree with you there. So let's run some numbers on a CD. If you put that same $50,000 into a CD for a 5-year period earning a 2% annually compounded interest, this would earn you at the end of 5 years a total of $5,000, 204 cents, 204. Okay, say it again. Well, I absolutely agree with you there. So let's run some numbers on a CD. So if you put that same $50,000 into a CD, earning a 2% annually compounded interest rate for a 5-year period, at the end of the 5 years, you would earn about $5,204.40. Now, what do you think about that?
Well, now that's a huge difference. I can't believe that I can earn so much more by doing that.
It's shocking. Now this is just one example of the type of service that I can provide to maximize your wealth before retirement. So that's just a glimpse of the possibilities that we can enter to start earning money. With that being said, how soon can you deposit money into an advisory account under my services?
Well, I'm still undecided on an advisor right now. I'm still browsing the market.
All right, well, who else are you considering?
Well, I have friends that have accounts with JP Morgan and Merrill Lynch, and they seem to be doing fine. I feel like they have more resources and experience to manage my assets.
That's a reasonable perspective. But let me ask you this. Would you be happy with paying higher management fees to earn the same amount of money that you would earn with Lou Wealth Management?
I definitely would not. Like I said, I'm trying to preserve my wealth. I do understand that there are management fees, though, and I would like to keep those relatively low.
Well, let me tell you how you would be saving money by investing in an account with me. Those bigger investment firms operate on a commission-based salary, and because of their size and resources, they typically charge higher management fees. They also sign just about any client they can land, and therefore they may have hundreds of clients, and they cannot give enough focus for each one. Whereas my firm operates solely on an annual management fee. I'm also more selective about my clients, and I won't try to work with one if I don't believe they will receive my full attention.
In terms of the numbers, what exactly is the difference between the fees with your firm and one of the other ones?
Well, let me map this out for you. Based off of the $50,000 that you anticipate on depositing into an account, an upfront management fee would be charged regardless. With JP Morgan and Merrill Lynch, respectively, you would be charged 5% and 3%, whereas my firm would charge you only 1%. Then let's assume that you invest $20,000 from that $50,000 into two low-risk investment vehicles. JP Morgan and Merrill Lynch, respectively, would collect 3% and 2% on each security, whereas I charge nothing because I'm solely charging you an annual management fee. So over the course of 1 year, you'd be paying JP Morgan $3,700, Merrill Lynch $2,300, and my firm only $500 to invest and earn the same things.
Wow, so the money that I would be saving, I would just end up putting right back into their hands with those costs.
Exactly. So, to summarize, if you sign on as my client, I will be able to invest your principal $50,000 immediately and begin earning money on some of the top interest rates. I can find and ensure that you have significantly more money at retirement than you do today. On top of that, I'll also provide you with top-tier consultative services for a fraction of the cost that you would pay at a bigger firm. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Yes. So if I were to sign on, how would I stay updated with my account activity and my earnings?
I'm glad you asked that. So once you sign on, you'll be given an account to access a client portal where you can log in and check all of the activity on your account. I will be updating this regularly and also keeping in touch with you on a weekly email, phone call, or meeting, whichever you prefer to keep you up to date on your portfolio.
Right. I'm pretty busy at my firm, so an email or a call would be great.
I'll be sure to do that. Now, Mrs. Smith, is there anything else that I can do for you today?
That's it for me. Where do I sign?
Well, you can sign this form right here, and you will officially be a client under my firm. Miss Smith, thank you again for meeting with me, and I promise you will not be disappointed.